candidates said some things that weren't true. Hillary had a few, and Trump, well, we counted at least 32 facts Donald Trump got wrong, for an average of 1 every 2.8 minutes. That's almost as often as I think about sex. So how do you keep up with all the lies? Well, we found a foolproof... Sorry, I was thinking about something. But like every other guy who's terrible with casinos, Trump has a tell, a way that you can always know for sure that he's lying. Every time he says, "I never said that," he definitely said that. Once you're watching for it, it's really easy to spot.
This is a man who has said pregnancy is an inconvenience to employers, who has said
Oh, I never said that. You definitely said that.
Pregnancy is never, it's a wonderful thing for the woman, it's a wonderful thing for the husband. It's certainly an inconvenience for a business. And whether people want to say that or not, the fact is it is an inconvenience for a person that is running a business.
Trump's denial last night was false. This is something you hoped people would forget about, but as much as it sucks, it was right there on NBC in 2004. So I give that claim a Joey. Okay, watch again.
Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I did not.
Science is real.
I do not say that.
And I think it's
I do not
important
say
that...
Yeah, you said that. Probably by now, everyone has seen Trump's 2012 tweet saying global warming is a Chinese hoax. But today, his campaign said you can't hold Trump to something he only tweeted as a private citizen. So, did candidate Trump ever say that climate change is a hoax?
Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that. And a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax. A lot of it.
So again, Trump's denial in the debate was false. He claims that climate change is fake, yet his hair and tan are real. Yeah. He's clearly a monster from some bizarre parallel dimension. So this gets a Stranger Things. What did you do to Barb, Trump? Sorry, I was thinking about something. And now let's make like the Bush family and go back to Iraq for no reason.
Donald supported the invasion of Iraq.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved over and over again.
Wrong.
You guys, this is very exciting. That lie has been debunked so many times that last night it earned Trump a What the Actual Fact Lifetime Achievement Award. The chamois. This prestigious award, like Trump's statements, looks real, but if you inspect it for even 2 seconds, it's obviously crap. Now, to be fair to Donald Trump, he didn't dismiss every charge by saying, "I never said that." Sometimes his denial was more nuanced.
This is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs.
You know, Hillary is hitting me with tremendous commercials. Some of it said in entertainment. Some of it said somebody who's been very vicious to me, Rosie O'Donnell. I said very tough things to her, and I think everybody would agree that she deserves it, and nobody feels sorry for her.
Okay, first of all, let's all acknowledge that it's weird how Donald Trump wants president points for his tough stand on Rosie O'Donnell. Like, America needs a leader who bows down to Vladimir Putin, but stands tall against the star of Harriet the Spy. Trump is trying to claim that the things he says about women are facts that everyone would agree on, but they're clearly his own opinions. Like, my opinion is that Donald Trump is a thin-skinned, upside-down traffic cone filled with bile and overcooked steak. A transparent con artist whose only answer for America is what would happen if Gordon Gekko Snooki and they had a micro-fingered reality TV baby. A man whose face is so red and swollen, it looks like his skin is allergic to facts, you tangerine-tinted sack of
being held tonight in Hempstead, Long Island at Hofstra. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Ain't no problem, Johnny. Least I can do, all right?
Obviously, make or break night for John McCain. How did the candidates do, John?
Come on, John, it was a real ragooch. You got one guy over here doing this, one guy over there doing that. I'm thinking, what are these guys doing over here? Huh? Just talking and a goobada gabada goobada. Oh! Oh!
A goobada gabada goobada? You know, that I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean anything.
What's she talking about?
Any reaction from the people of Long Island to the debate?
Let's see. Actually, I talked with this one chick. She had a pretty nice rack. Kind of a butterface. Anyway, she said, and I quote, "Oh my God! The debate was awesome!" You know.
I don't know when you changed from a Long Island accent to some Serbian thing, but
Hey, are we talking here?
I thought we were talking.
Yeah.
John, how long have you been out in Long Island?
Only 2 hours. You know. Took the LIRR. Boom! You know, it was just like 3 stops. You know, only
John,
3.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you right now. Please return immediately to the studio. All right, John? It's just.
I got a better idea. I'm a little gabagoo! Oh! 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 John, please get me out of here.
We'll send someone to come and get you, John.
Quickly!
All right, John. Thank you very much. John Oliver. You've been out on the campaign trail. You know both these guys personally. If anything, you're too close to both candidates. But in your opinion, tell us anyway, who came out on top last night?
Well, John, in my analysis and what my colleagues are saying is that Gore won, but Bush won.
What do you mean by that, Steve?
You know, Gore won, but Bush won.
In what way? What about the specific issues?
Okay, Gore laid out a very clear plan, including a $500 billion tax cut to the middle class, endorsement of the Dingle-Norwood Patient Bill of Rights, and $100 billion toward combat readiness. But Bush had a certain je ne sais quoi. And voters always respond to je ne sais quoi.
But does je ne sais quoi, as you say, does that really matter in the end, Steve?
Oh, absolutely, John. Take FDR, for example. He never would have been elected to 4 terms in the midst of a crippling depression and mankind's most terrible war had he not had that...
So voters think that Bush would make a better president.
Oh, no, John. Not by a long shot. And therefore, yes. Gore clearly has more leadership experience and a better command of the issues.
Well, then Gore is more qualified than Bush.
Right. And no one likes a know-it-all.
I've got to tell you, Steve, that just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, John, perhaps I can clear things up with a graph from a recent Daily Show poll. As you can see, Bush's line is clearly much longer than Gore's.
But, Steve, that's just an optical illusion. I've seen that one before. The lines are actually the same length.
Right, John. But this one clearly seems longer. That's all that matters.
Steve, that's very disappointing.
Exactly, John. John, we live in a frightening, unpredictable world that doesn't obey the rational laws of cause and effect. A world in which chaos reigns and the innocent suffer.